fantastic lady. It should have been Ato Ozil Apia, who is the director for GhanaThink Foundation, who would have spoken on this particular subject, but he's been replaced by another very impactful and impact-oriented young lady. And I would like to use this opportunity to welcome Irene Ali Dery. Irene Ali Dery. She's Barcamp Ghana Resource Lead at GhanaThink Foundation, and she's also the legal associate for Oak Green Africa. She's committed to youth, and she's committed to serving people through leadership, and she's going to help us with the next conversation on this night's conversation. So without much ado, Irene, you're welcome.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi.
Do Can you be on camera, please?
Pardon me?
I'll be excited to see your face. Can you be on camera?
Okay.
Superb.
Does it work now?
Fantastic. You look bright and good. Let's go.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. Like he did mention, I am taking the place of our director, Ato Olzenapia. I am currently the resources lead for the GhanaThink Foundation. Today I'll be taking us through volunteer mentoring and its impact, and I'll be using the GhanaThink Foundation's case study just really to run you through our process and the kind of impacts we've made over the years. It's a pleasure, it's an honor to be here with you, and it's a privilege to be reflecting on such a very powerful and inspiring theme for the year: mentorship, leadership, and service, shaping the next generation of African leaders. Powerful, beautiful. Today is particularly special to the GhanaThink Foundation because we are currently hosting our very first Barcamp 2026 in Sunyani. So a good number of our team is currently in Sunyani, living the mentorship dream or living the principles of mentorship. So today we've gathered about 100 to 400 young people in Sunyani. We've been able to gather over 30 mentors, and they've shared inspiring and powerful stories with these young people, hoping to inspire them to do better, to grow better, and be better achievers in the small way that they can. Today, hopefully, I'll be demonstrating to everybody the power of mentorship, how experienced professionals, when they willingly share their time, their experience with young people, are able to empower the next generation of entrepreneurs and change makers. Because for us at the GhanaThink Foundation, mentorship is not just about advice. For us, it's about transferring knowledge, boosting confidence. It's about helping someone believe that their dreams are actually achievable. And sometimes it just takes one conversation to do that. Interestingly, it's powerful how just one conversation with someone can spark so much interest and passion that changes his entire course of life. I'll just briefly touch on the GhanaThink Foundation, what we do, and the kind of impact we've had over the years. So the GhanaThink Foundation is a social enterprise. Really just, the vision is to bring together a mass of critical Ghanaian youth who are passionate, who are patriotic, who are positive, and are just really interested in making Ghana a better place. And we do this through networking, mentoring, volunteering, and training programs. So for some of our programs, we have the Barcamp Ghana program, which I'll be delving into shortly. We have the Junior Camp Ghana program, we have the Ghana Volunteer program, and Comseco, which is actually the training arm of the program.
Great. So we're still looking forward to get Irene to connect with us. I am certain that once again, we always recognize that whilst using technology, there could be hitches in between the conversations. So please exercise patience whilst Irene reconnects. Irene, you're back.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Awesome. Let's continue.
Great. So, over the years, we've also run other initiatives such as the Joe Camp. We've had tech camps as well, the Ghanaian Dream. And today, I think our greatest strength is in the fact that most of our programs are run by volunteers. We now have over 100 active volunteers all over the country who are just offering their expertise, their time for the development of the country. Now let's zoom into our Barcamp Ghana program and how we run our mentorship. So I don't know how many of us have heard of a Barcamp, but typically it's when you think about a Barcamp, a lot of people like to relate it to a legal activity. This is not the case here. For us, we want you to see liking a bar camp to how informal conversations are at your local beer bar, just without the alcohol element. So if you're in a beer bar, think about how freely you speak. Think about how you're able to speak up, air your views, have wonderful conversations without any formal structure. There's no tension. Everybody is just allowed to be themselves. This is how bar camps are run. So the participants actually sort of tailor how the events would run, the contents of the program, how the conversations move from one conversation to another. It's actually the participants that sort of structure all of this. Now, the real magic at a Barcamp event is what I choose to call the speed mentoring sessions. So at speed mentoring sessions, what we do is that for every Barcamp, we have about 30 to 40 mentors. And probably we have also close to 100 to 400 participants. So what we are doing is giving the participants an opportunity to interact with these 40 accomplished and professional people. So at the beginning of the event, they get to introduce themselves, tell us their areas of expertise, and areas they would love to mentor the young people on. Then within a time span of about 2 to 3 hours, we give participants the chance to have 10 minutes conversations with each of the mentors. So for the first 10 minutes, as a participant, I might speak to the CEO of a company. After 10 minutes, a bell is rung and you're mandated to move from that seat to another seat. Then I'll probably go and speak to a lawyer about how to register my business or what are the key agreements I should be thinking about when I'm getting into a business. After the next 10 minutes, I get the chance to speak to a marketing professional who would also be taking me through branding, really how to sell my ideas to people and how to get people to come on board. Now, this is a very interesting and powerful experience because I tell you this, I attended a bar camp last year, one of the bar camps I attended. And after the event, I usually would have conversations with the participants just to know whether their expectations were met, why did they come, and have they learned something at the end of the day. Now, interestingly, I spoke to a young guy who said he's been nurturing a business idea for the past 5 years. And honestly, he felt really stuck because he didn't really know what to do. He heard about the event and attended, not really sure how it was going to go, but he just, out of curiosity, he just came there with this business idea. Now, according to him, the first person he spoke to was a CEO. And the CEO actually had a very in-depth conversation with him, teaching him how he can actually bring his ideas and his vision to life. took him through different strategies and basically how he can transform and ensure that all these ideas materialize. The second conversation he had was with a financial consultant who took him through funding opportunities, basically how to make the business investor ready, how to structure his books, how to assess funding options. And that was fantastic for him. The conversations didn't end there. He later moved on to speak with a lawyer, and the lawyer took him through different registration options, copyrights, trademarks, basically how to protect his business to ensure that he's making the right decisions from the onset, so he doesn't get into trouble or he doesn't regret certain actions he's taken at the end of the day. He was extremely thrilled. It didn't even end there. He talked about even meeting an accountant who also took him through bookkeeping, financial management. And so for him, he was leaving there with a complete package. This is something he ordinarily would not get on a normal day. This is something he would probably have had to pay so much money to have access to. And this he gets within the span of 2 hours. For us, this is the power of volunteer mentoring. I mean, the magic cannot be any better or greater. For us, that ability to completely change the trajectory of a young person's life just by having conversations with the right people, for us, is really the essence of volunteer mentoring at GhanaThink Foundation. And these short conversations actually turn into long-term mentoring relationships. So it doesn't just end there. We usually even tell the participants, take their contact details, get a phone number, get an email address, and make sure that the conversations are continuing even after the bar camp events. And indeed, many of these relationships continue years and years and years after the event. Now, who are our mentors? Because a lot of people usually are curious. How are we able to convince such accomplished people to come? Because we've had mentors such as Bernard Avle, we've had Professor Elsie Efa Kaufman of the National Science and Maths Quiz fame. We've had Nana Asase. We've had Farida Badaway. The list goes on and on, Mr. Albert Okran. It goes on and on and on. And people wonder how we are able to gather such accomplished people at a go. And for us, it's simple because we are not just looking for people that are interested in the financial gain. Volunteer mentoring is really about people who genuinely want to give back, people who are very much interested in the welfare and well-being of young people. And so our selection process is very, very strict. We are looking at professional excellence, we are looking at integrity, we are looking at a willingness to share openly, because we do not want a situation where somebody comes and is not ready to give up all the information and knowledge that they have. We want people that come, see potential in the young people, believe that their dreams can actually be materialized and they can be whoever and whatever that they want to be. So these are the kind of people that we normally look up for as mentors. Our impact story. So over the years for us, our impact stories have centered around the power of the conversations. So first and foremost, we've had stories of participants who come in and, for instance, a young graduate lady attends a bar camp, meets a mentor. She's unsure of her career direction, but she meets a mentor in the banking space. And then a month later, we hear that she secured an internship. And during the speed mentoring session she had with a mentor, she secured an internship and she's probably gone on to work in that space. Fantastic. We've also had stories of university students who attend bar camps, they meet a mentor, and these relationships allow or grant them access to such mentors, and the mentors even review their CVs for them, introduce them to job opportunities, and they're doing very, very well in their respective fields of endeavors. We've also had instances where even business relationship and partnerships emerge out of these mentorship sessions because someone shares their dream and the mentor is even actually interested in it, or he knows somebody who is interested in it. And so that connection is made, a business partnership emanates, and everything is a beautiful story onward from there. So for both the mentor and the mentee perspectives is impact and beautiful success stories. Always. We have countless examples of these. We've also had instances where business ideas have been birthed from mentoring sessions. I can speak of beautiful examples such as Cow Tribe, Farmerline, Soronko Academy, Afrocheck, Traffic Lights Breakfast. Like the list is endless. There are so many organizations, partnership, thriving and successful businesses that have come out of these kind of conversations. And again, I would always go back to the power of volunteer mentoring. I think we need to get to a point where everybody is interested, happy to share their expertise, their knowledge, their time into creating and empowering the next generation of African leaders, because the kind of change that we are all expecting, hoping, and praying to see sometimes begins with us. And it can begin with just one conversation or just one act of service. And so today, as we celebrate National Mentoring Day, it's extremely important that we reflect on some of these beautiful success stories that can come out of good mentorship. I'd also even like to use myself as an example. I am a product of mentoring. For one of the bar camps I attended, I was privileged to have met Mr. Aloysius Atta. We had a good conversation. He saw some potential in me. He gave me, when there was a job opening at Farmerline, he shared it with me. I applied, I attended, and that landed me my very first professional job as an executive assistant at Farmerline. And every day I ask myself, what would have happened if I didn't even attend that bar camp? Because I was a student at Ken UST at the time. I could have done 1,001 things I could have done with my time on that Saturday morning. But just that decision to avail myself to be mentored, avail myself to meet exceptional and distinguished people, people who have gone before me and can share their experiences with me to make my life better, changed the entire trajectory of my life. And so it's been great, it's been inspiring, and I just want to encourage everybody on this call, if you're an experienced person, regardless of the level of experience, just share your knowledge, open your network. You never know how much that conversation would mean to someone. You never know how one conversation or one act of service might completely change somebody's life. If you're a young person, I would also definitely encourage you, seek mentors intentionally. Be very intentional about it every step of the way. Whether you're in school, whether you're out of school, doing your national service, speak to someone, ask questions, stay curious, follow up, implement what you learn. Very important, what they are telling you to do. Don't just write them in your notebooks and go to sleep. Implement them. It really works. Mentorship works, but it works when both the mentor and the mentee are both committed to that endeavor. For us at GhanaThink, it hasn't just been a rosy stretch. There definitely have been bumps, but for us, we've learned along the years that really for mentorship, you don't need a big budget. You just need people who are willing to learn, willing hearts, both from the mentor perspective and the mentee perspective. You need young people. No, mentorship doesn't necessarily need so much funding. And the fact is that young people in itself do not all the time need, it's not always about money, money, money for young people. Sometimes what they actually need is direction, what they need is guidance. We've also learned over the years that networks sometimes is even much more valuable than certificates. And I'm sure a lot of us have seen practically around us how knowing the right person at the right time can open certain doors for you. Doors that your degrees and your certificates may not have opened for you at all. So for us, we are definitely inspired by the fact that one conversation can certainly change the entire trajectory of someone's life. And we are happy to have been part of this beautiful initiative. We are also having these conversations around the country as well. Today, as we speak in the Upper West region, we are holding a WA Connect. And at this event, we'll just be mirroring exactly what we are doing here today, speaking about the power of mentorship and speaking about the power of volunteering and how good mentors and powerful mentorship can actually be beneficial and ensure that this we all are able to have the Ghana that we all desire and want. In conclusion, like one of our speakers said, definitely, we share his opinion that the greatest resource of Ghana is our people, definitely. And when talented people willingly invest in other people, extraordinary things do happen. My final words are that the greatest investments we can make in anything or any endeavor is investing in people. Through volunteer mentoring, we are called to not just shape careers, but we are called to shaping the entire course and future of Ghana. And hopefully, conversations like what we are having today will continue year in, year out. Even on a daily and a monthly basis, these kind of conversations should be encouraged. So I definitely commend the organizers of this event for putting this together. Beautiful initiative. Hopefully, we can all work together to ensure that we have the Ghana that we desire and pray for. Thank you all so much for your time, and God bless you all. God bless Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you so very much as well, Irene Ali Dery. She is
Bye.
Barcamp Ghana Resource Lead. She's Ghana Think Foundation and Legal Associate for Oakwood Green Africa. Irene, so very grateful to you for all your insightful contributions, which you've made on behalf of Ato Uzil Apia, who is the Director for Ghana Think Foundation, who has been a very impactful contributor to this very platform year in, year out. And we look forward to he joining us in subsequent activities as we go along. So Irene, thank you very much for being part of today's session. Thank you so much. We look forward that you will go into the chat box, those of you who are with